Right now at 6, there's been a recent increase in police pursuits in Crawford County. I'm Chris Warner. We're going to hear from the Crawford County Sheriff about the increase and the impact it's having on his deputies.
And yesterday's Facebook and Instagram outage might have meant fewer distractions for most of us, but for some local businesses owners, it hurt their pocketbook.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Duquesne, Missouri police say a 2-year-old is recovering after accidentally shooting himself. This is KOAM News at 6. Police say the boy's father left his gun in a work van that he thought was locked. The child found the weapon, shot himself in the shoulder.
One of those calls that we all dread on going as a kid, getting shot or shooting themselves or other friends. You just can't stress enough the gun safety.
Child is expected to be fine. He's going to have surgery on the shoulder. Police say they don't know yet whether charges will be filed against the father. Doug Keddy's joining us now. First look at the forecast. So lay it out for me. It's fall, but is it warmer than what fall should be?
Today is right about where we should be for this time of the year. Mid-70s and kind of chilly during the overnight hours as we dip into the 50s. And we're going to see these temperatures once again as we go into Wednesday. So that's good news. We are watching a very weak system off to our south and to our east, and you can see a few spotty little showers. A couple little sprinkles have rotated in. Most of you will end up staying dry as we go through the evening. Temps right now anywhere from 70 to about 75 across the area, and we have these kind of light northeasterly winds at about 5 to 10, upwards to about 15 miles per hour. Through the evening hours, again, random shower or sprinkle for the next couple hours. Then partly cloudy skies. We dip back into the upper 50s for overnight lows, but we do have a lot of changes in the forecast. We're going to look at that here in just a bit.
Doug Keddy, thank you. The Jasper County Health Department says 2 more people have passed away because of COVID-19. The health department says the patients were a woman in her 80s, also a man in his 40s. The latest deaths bring the county's total to 219. A rally tonight in Pittsburgh looks to raise awareness of sexual assault. That rally is happening over at PSU. Today we caught up with campus police to learn more about the prevalence of sexual assault on campus.
So with regards to sexual assaults on campus that are reported to University Police, in 2018 we had 3 reported to us, 2019 we had 3 reported to us, 2020 we had 2, and so far as of 2021 we have had 0 reports to University Police that occurred on campus.
The rally begins tonight at 7 again at Pitt State. We're going to have more on that on KOAM News at 9, also 10. The number of police pursuits has been on the rise in Crawford County, Kansas, and that's causing concern with law enforcement. KOAM's Chris Warner spoke with the Crawford County Sheriff and the Pittsburgh Police Department about this situation.
They start almost anywhere, sometimes in Joplin, sometimes in Oklahoma, sometimes in Crawford County. They involve crimes that took place almost anywhere, like this pursuit from last week, which began in Crawford County, ended in Barton County, and involved a stolen vehicle out of Joplin.
It puts the public at risk, it puts the officer at risk, of course the individual that's fleeing at risk. But it's just not a good situation to be in.
Crawford County Sheriff Danny Smith says that risk could easily be avoided.
If these people would just stop, if they're going to get arrested on their warrant, take care of it like anybody else does. It's not worth any injury or death for these individuals.
As we mentioned, sometimes these pursuits cross state lines. Sometimes they stay in the county but enter city limits, like Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's deputy police chief says that's when communication between agencies becomes vital.
Sometimes it's good to be there to help because we're officers of this city, so we're familiar with the side streets, the alleys, the number blocks, so being able to give a location is more beneficial, but our primary concern, of course, is the safety of the public. Henderson adds that unlike traffic crashes or other situations, you can't warn the public. And unfortunately, through social media and other warning avenues, these things happen so quick, and sometimes they're done almost as fast as they start, so we're not able to get a message out there quick enough via social media to warn people of the location of a pursuit. 3 pursuits happened in the county in September, 2 in one day, all involving stolen vehicles. Sheriff Smith says the majority of the pursuits involve stolen vehicles, which means the majority of them can be stopped by you.
It's just one of those things that's very preventable, and we would love for people to, secure their belongings, lock their vehicles up.
In Crawford County, Chris Warner, KOAM News.
Sheriff Smith says with winter coming up, colder temperatures, he knows drivers will be wanting to preheat those cars, maybe with the doors unlocked, but he says that could be a risk you just don't want to take. Still ahead, going to find out about a Facebook outage and how it affected some local businesses, and how the Carthage Water and Electric plant is celebrating Public Power Week. Yesterday, social media sites Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp were down for several hours. While some may have just been annoyed by this, had a much larger impact for businesses, mainly for those who use Facebook for most or all of their sales. The owner of the t-shirt shop in Lamar says when Facebook was down, she lost almost half of her store's online visits.
So 90% of our sales are online. And so on a day like that, we're probably going to lose, I would say, because we have so many platforms that we're on, we probably lost, I would say, 40 to 50% of our web clicks.
The boutique's owner says she expects the outage to have a bigger effect on her later in the week, and that she's already seeing lower views on posts since it happened. That brings us to this evening's KOAM News Now. It's a poll question. We're asking, how much did the Facebook outage affect you? Choices are a little, a lot, or, not at all. You can participate in the poll over at KOAMNewsNow.com/vote or through the KOAM News Now mobile app. Please do participate. Results are updated live, and we'll check in on them a little bit. Carthage Water and Electric plant is celebrating Public Power Week. Public Power Week is a chance for utility companies to better engage with their communities. The plant in Carthage is hosting several events this week that the public can participate in. Today, they gave tours of the plant.
Power plant was built in 1928, so it was actually expanded. This part to my right was expanded in the late 60s. They built the building around new generators. It's a 36 megawatt plant, so we actually purchased power to provide for the community now because we've grown so much.
Other events the plant is hosting this week include Glow Golf over at the Carthage Golf Course. Now, people that went on the tours today get to play in the Glow Golf event for free. Later, Kansas Governor Laura Kelly takes executive action to look into complaints against the Kansas foster care system.
Plus some rain chances sneaking back into the forecast. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it turned out to be a pretty good Tuesday for us today. Temperatures again, mid-70s for highs, right about where we should be for this time of the year. Of course, we're in the beginning of October, and we are going to see a few pop-up showers for us by tomorrow afternoon, but great temperatures over the next couple days. We do start to heat things back up by Friday, and then thunderstorm chances in by Sunday. We have several shots for thunderstorms next week. Some of those could be strong, maybe even severe, so we'll really focus our eyes on that as we get a little bit closer to next week. But temperature is great. 69 in Stockton, 74 Miami. Anderson is sitting at 73. We have Chanute checking in at 74, so it's a beautiful evening on tap for us as the sun is, of course, getting close to setting. We've had these kind of light northeasterly winds across the region at about 5 to 10. It looks great. We're looking at 7th and range line looking off toward the north. Currently at 75, northerly winds 5 to 10. Relative humidity is at 51%. Through the evening hours, we'll slide back through the 70s, 60s. Kind of cool again tonight. Another nice night as we dip back to about 58 degrees for an overnight low. All right, most of us dry today. We've had a few spotty little showers that have kind of rotated in to our northeastern counties and our northern counties. These are very light and very spotty. Most of us dry. These are going to be a little bit more numerous for us as we head into the daytime hours tomorrow, and it's due to this wave, which is actually pulling back toward the west. Most of the rain is going to stay to our south, but you can see that little spin in northern parts of Mississippi. So as it gets a little bit closer to us tomorrow, our rain chances will go up just a little bit, but out to the west, not much going on. This wave is going to lift north into parts of Montana, and then we're mainly dry for several days before we see those chances for rain really starting to increase by the second half of this coming weekend. For us tonight, just kind of partly cloudy skies. As we go through the morning hours, you can see rain kind of building out across central Missouri, lifting back toward the west. So as we go into the afternoon hours, we're going to have these spotty showers, a little bit more numerous than what we have seen today, and mainly on the Missouri side. Our temperatures, nice. again, we'll start at 58, 69 by noon, high temp right around 73, north winds at about 5 to 10. Any showers that would develop for us tomorrow afternoon, these will dissipate tomorrow night. Thursday looks pretty good. Most of the rain lifts to the north and to the east. We start to warm back up near 80 by Thursday, and then we're going to actually start pressing near 90 by Friday. Warm front lifts through on Friday morning, so this could give us a couple random little showers Friday morning, but Friday afternoon looks good. But look at these temps. So this is Friday afternoon, near 90 degrees. We'll do it again on Saturday, near 90 degrees. So hot, even a little bit humid, not humid, but a little bit humid. And then chances for showers and thunderstorms with a cold front roll in on Sunday. Again, some of those storms could be on the strong to low grade severe side, something we'll watch this week. 73 for us tomorrow, 80 on Thursday, 88 on Friday, near 90 on Saturday, still 83 on Sunday, and then back into the 70s, looking pretty good early next week.
You and I were talking. The calendar says one thing. Weather says, I don't care. I do what I want.
Yeah, it never stays the same around here.
It doesn't. All right, Doug Eddy, thanks so much. Still ahead, we're going to look at new abortion rules set to take effect in Missouri this month and abortion rules in Oklahoma that were struck down by an Oklahoma judge. Governor Lori Kelly has created an independent office to review complaints against Kansas foster care system and recommend changes in child welfare policies. Her order establishing the new agency fulfills a longtime goal of advocates for abused and neglected children. The governor's move to create the office by executive order also bypasses the Republican-controlled legislature. It deadlocked on the issue earlier this year after some lawmakers pushed to put the new office under the state attorney general. Some Democrats, however, saw that as a partisan move because Attorney General Derek Schmidt is widely expected to be the GOP nominee challenging Kelly next year. An Oklahoma judge has temporarily blocked 2 new anti-abortion laws from taking effect next month, including a measure that would prevent abortions after about 6 weeks of pregnancy. But the judge ruled that she would allow 3 other ones to take effect in November that one abortion rights advocate says will be catastrophic to the ability of women to access abortion services. Those 3 would create new restrictions on medication-induced abortions and require all doctors who perform abortions to be board certified in obstetrics and gynecology. An attorney for the New York-based Center for Reproductive Rights, which challenged the new laws, says the center plans to appeal the ruling to the Oklahoma Supreme Court. More rules on Missouri abortion clinics are set to take effect. Additional regulations on fire drills, pelvic exams, and record keeping at abortion clinics kick in October 13th. The regulations also require the health department to refer rule violations to state Medicaid funding auditors. Missouri Republicans have been trying for years to block all Medicaid funding for Planned Parenthood, which already is banned from using public funds for most abortions. State senators last week recommended that the health department and Medicaid auditors share inspection information similar to the new agency rules. Oklahoma students scored lower on mandated standardized tests in 2021 after a year of disruptions because of the coronavirus pandemic, of course. The Oklahoma State Department of Education reports 22.1% of students scored proficient in math, 24.8% in English language arts, and 29.7% in science. The last standardized testing, held in 2019, found 31.9% proficient in math, 33.4% in English, and 34.5% in science. The Education Department says that the number of students who took the tests declined after a year in which schools statewide adopted online classes or a blend of online and in-person classes because of the pandemic. Last-minute court intervention was the last obstacle to the execution of Ernest Johnson, a Missouri man convicted of killing 3 convenience store workers during a closing time robbery nearly 28 years ago. But the U.S. Supreme Court denied that stay of execution. Johnson is scheduled to die by injection this evening at the state prison in Bonne Terre. Johnson attorney Jeremy Weiss says executing Johnson violates the 8th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, which prohibits executing intellectually disabled people. Johnson's attorneys yesterday asked the Supreme Court for a stay of execution, writing, quote, "This is not a closed case. Mr. Johnson is intellectually disabled." Police shot and injured a woman during an incident at a Whole Foods store in Kansas. Officers were called to the store in Wichita last night for a report of a suspicious person. When officers arrived, they say they found the woman crouched down in front of the store, armed with a handgun. Police say 2 officers fired on her as she tried to go into the store. Authorities say her injuries are serious, but she is expected to survive. No officers nor anyone else in or near the store were injured. Final check of the forecast next. Take time now to honor a local veteran. Robert Allison served in the U.S. Navy, his hometown, Oswego, Kansas. And we are proud to thank and salute Robert Allison. He's tonight's 4-state hero. To learn more about all of our 4-state heroes, or if you'd like to nominate your own, please do. You can visit our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Here is a look at what's coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We're going to have more on how local businesses were affected by yesterday's Facebook and Instagram outage. Plus, a high schooler spends her free time building wheelchairs for animals. And the first feature film shot in space aboard the International Space Station. That and much more coming your way tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. All right. That brings us to today's KOAM News poll question. We're asking, how much did that Facebook outage yesterday affect you? A little, a lot, or not at all? So far, 81% of you, that's gone up since last time. 81% of you say not at all. 16% of you say a little. And 3% say, yeah, it affected me a lot. You can participate in the poll at KOAMnewsnow.com/vote or at the KOAM News Now mobile app. Results are updated live, and we'll check in on the final numbers tonight at 10. A film crew gets front row view of a crocodile's bite when the reptile goes airborne and chomps on an aerial drone. Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
Documentary filmmakers shooting in an Australian lagoon got an intimate look at the animal kingdom's most powerful bite when a snappy crocodile went in for its close-up. The ABC News Australia crew was capturing video of the reptiles in their native waters when they spotted one croc giving their aerial drone the stink eye. So they went in for a close-up, and the croc went vertical, snatching the drone out of midair. The filmmakers figured it was gone for good, but lo and behold, it was found 2 weeks later, washed ashore, peppered with teeth marks. The mangled drone was done, but the amazing video survived. Ah, chérie, je ne peux pas lire ton écriture manuscrite. Which means, babe, I can't read your handwriting. Yeah, it sounds better in French. Scientists in France are using cutting-edge tech to read between the lines, digitally deciphering hand-encrypted hidden words in letters written between Marie Antoinette and her lover some 200-plus years ago. The parchments were examined using X-ray fluorescence spectroscopy and data processing to reveal hidden words such as beloved, adore, and madly. It's believed the letters were sent only a couple of years before the French queen met her famous end at the guillotine. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
I don't know. I'm not smart, but I don't think that crocodile liked that drone. Doug Heddy joins us now. Final look at the forecast, Doug.
Looks like another chilly night for us tonight as we dip back into the upper 50s for overnight low. 73 tomorrow. We are going to get a few random showers in here, especially during the afternoon hours. Not a big deal, but then look at the heat. Back to 80 on Thursday, near 90 by Friday, near 90 by Saturday, and then a little better chance for thunderstorms back in on Sunday.
All right, thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 10. Have a great evening.